man. Sorry, y'all. George, what's going on, baby?
Johnny Bears. Yo yo yo.
Johnny Bears, what's going on? Is it reading off my why is everything so different?
Stream Elements. Stream Elements bot running robot face.
Why is my chat in audio? What is going on?
Tone Tints. What's happening over here in Clubhouse, but he'll sit back and watch and chat.
Oh damn, Clubhouse is going on right now. I totally forgot about that. What's up, T-Town Tints? How you doing, baby? How you doing? I am trying to figure out how to turn off the audio. Filtering? No. Oh man, I think we're close to the time. What's going on, everybody? Y'all gotta give me a second here. Oh. Because I have the chat open. Hold on, let me close this chat. I have this chat now, okay. Stream looks good. Strength looks good. Okay, I think we're doing good. Okay, I just gotta switch a couple things, y'all. And we'll be ready. Making cookie batter for next week in Orlando. Nice. Nice, George. Oh man, George, I haven't seen you in years, man. You know what you gotta do? You gotta bring me some of that delicious, world famous jerky, baby. I hear nothing but good things, baby. I hear nothing but good things. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, we're in a new location. Oh my God, this is still just a hot mess. This is the main camera. You're only supposed to see this, but this is the overview camera. You want to minimize this. I think this is good. Oh man, what is going on, everybody? Let me go ahead and you know what I probably should have done? I probably should have ran a test, because like my audio isn't working for some reason. My app for Spotify isn't working. There's stuff going all the way around. I had to like change offices, so like my audio deck wasn't connected right, so I couldn't hear my music. I couldn't hear anything. Man. Hey, Rosario 750 from YouTube says, just did my first flat glass job, 33 windows, love it. Damn, 33 windows, that's a lot, baby. I'm eating 2 flat glass. Install video seems cool. Not many do flat glass. It's always automotive. Yes, that's right. I know, that's why we're gonna change it up a little bit. So you never know what's going on. We'll have jerky in Orlando. So from George over at the Facebook group here. Thank you very much. I can't wait. I hear good things. Burner account. So it's a new house or just a new garage space? Some of you guys have seen it where I showed off my can you guys hear me? Yeah, you can. Some of you guys have seen it where I showed off the new garage space, and then I'm obviously in a new office as well. So for those of you guys that are just joining us, or for the guys that are not in the know, I left my apartment that I was in. So the apartment I was in was it was way too small. I have 2 kids, I have a wife, I have a 70-pound German Shepherd, and it was only a 2-bedroom apartment. Like, my office was my master closet. I shoved all this stuff into a master closet. All this stuff, like my desk, computer monitors, like there's all kinds of stuff, right? So they ended up long story short, they ended up jacking the rate up on us so much that it was gonna end up being like something like, I don't know, ridiculous. So basically, for the same price that they were gonna charge us over there, we have a 4-bedroom townhome, a little bit more up north, closer to the in-laws and stuff like that. But it is much better. Obviously we have double the square footage. So now we have 4 bedrooms, plenty of room. Now I have my own office now. Eventually this would turn into like my office / like guest bedroom. I want to put like a Murphy bed over here. Then that way, if we have guests that come, they can kind of crash over here. But I have my own office now, which is really nice. I have some working space and moving around. And then the garage. If you guys didn't see the garage is freaking massive. It's the large. It's the first floor is nothing but garage, and then the second floor is living room, my office, a full bath, kitchen, and then the third floor is 2 other bedrooms and the master. But the first floor is the entire like because it's stacked, there's 3 stories, right? So like the entire first floor is the complete width and depth minus the stairs of the entire floor plan. So it's like 855 square feet. It's massive. I can fit. Now I can't do that because I before I put all my stuff in here, we were able to fit 4 cars in that garage, 2 in the backpack, and then they're kind of staggered. But we're getting DSP set up down there. I mean, it took me over a week to move. I completely underestimated the project, and I should have just gotten one big ass truck and did one big move. I thought I could do it in like 1 or 2 van loads, and like I ended up doing like 8 or 9 loads of van trips. It was ridiculous. So right now, like ladders and scaffolding and everything's crazy, but the new shop area where people will be dropping off their vehicles to me as well will be in the big area back there. Obviously you're still going to be able to see the DSP stuff while I'm working, but this area is huge. Like I'll be able to open all doors. There's no like doing half the car and then shifting it over and doing the other half like we did in the other garage. It's going to be much better. Really excited about that. Still on the fence in regards to whether I'm going to be doing live streams or not. Probably not, just because I like the pre-recorded stuff, you know. I got a flat glass install in the morning. Been a while for me as far as flat glass. You know, I just take my time with flat glass. I just try to change. And huge garage, yes. Z Customs from YouTube says, congratulations. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, so today we're going to be doing a live stream on flat glass. I gotta actually pull it up here. I didn't even pull it up. Hold on 1 second. My videos. Should have pulled this up. So it's going to be about 2 hours. I do apologize about being late. I had a thing with my youngest son had a training session thing on his tablet, so we had to go and learn. And then of course the wifey decides to plan a freaking grocery pickup. I'm like, I got things to do. So, and then obviously when I get everything together and I'm on board, and I start pulling everything up, then all of a sudden like my audio isn't working and this isn't working and that isn't working. And I'm like, Jesus. So do apologize for those of you guys that I didn't even realize that I'm running right into Clubhouse. And so if you guys are watching Clubhouse or listening to Clubhouse, I gotcha. Don't worry about it. I totally understand. George says, congrats on the move. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. Much more room, much more space, a new area. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It's weird. You could probably hear it in the mic that there's definitely an echo in here because I don't have anything on the walls. I have this what is this? A bookshelf. I have a bookshelf here, and that's pretty much it right now. So you can definitely hear an echo in here. So depending on, oh dang, $3 super chat over there from, I think it was J-Wise. J-Wise, I think it was. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I had just missed it. So you can definitely hear the reverb here. So I'm gonna have like pictures up and other things, and I'll have a couch or something over there. So hopefully it's not like the audio echo is not too bad. Johnny Bear says, I'm buying a house right away. Can't wait to get the garage going. Yes, for sure. You know, it's crazy. You know, I was talking to a buddy of mine, like, you know, I know some people that are doing really well and they're doing just okay. And I know a lot of other people that are like really struggling right now. Like the you know, the busy season hasn't really commenced yet. We got all this craziness going on with the gas prices and Russia and Ukraine and all this other stuff and inflation. You know, grocery prices are going up, and are people going to be able to afford to pay for a luxury? Because I don't know if you guys don't know, window tint is not recession proof, just to let you know. So a lot of people are trying to game plan, like what's the game plan? Are we going to add more tint? Are we going to diversify the business and add more offerings? Like, do we pump in more advertising? So I'm kind of curious if you guys know, or if you guys have anything to say about that. If you guys run your businesses, do you guys see any increase or decrease with the current situation with the economy and everything else like that? That'd be interesting. But yeah, the setup isn't 100% ready yet. I literally have nothing except for like my Harry Potter glass selection. Like it's a brandy or a bourbon bottle with glasses in there the wifey bought me. But I'm gonna be putting all my tint related stuff on this bookshelf here, and then here I will be putting up all the sponsors. Will basically be going into this area right here. Tint Wiz and Solar Effects and the Tint Mob. I'm getting signs. It's still in the works. Sorry. Ken Glass, hey Patrick, congratulations, you deserve it. Oh man, I'm trying, man. I'm freaking trying. Okay, we can talk and chat if you guys here. If you guys are new, my name is Patrick. I'm a full-time window tinter instructor and consultant, and I do YouTube videos. I do how-to tutorials. I do live streams, car live streams. I don't like this. I ran this cord underneath my desk instead of around like I normally do, and I thought it'd be a good idea. But this cord is hitting the bottom of my mic, and it's really starting to annoy me. So that's probably gonna change. Yeah. But yeah, I do live streams every Thursday, typically at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of the luxury things is the reason why I did 6 p.m. live streams is because I couldn't go past 8:30 because I'm in my master bedroom, master closet. If I went past 8:30 or 9 o'clock, I literally keep my wife up. Now, my office is on the second floor. Where the kitchen and living room is, and there's a full bath over here as well, but I am on a completely different floor. My boys and the wifey are upstairs and away from me with the door closed. I can go here and I can work. I can do live streams a little bit later, so there's a lot of more opportunity and flexibility with the new space. You know, there's options where I'm gonna have a Murphy bed, but I could have guests come over and I could set up a podcast system set up right here. There's so many opportunities and options that it's just gonna be really exciting stuff. So without further ado, it is 9:08 right now, so I want to go ahead and get started now, and we can go ahead and chat as well. Let's see if this is right. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do this is gonna be a flat glass gig. The flat glass gig is I did one window, and then I did one set of sliders. So 2 windows on 1 set of sliders. And then, but yeah, fair warning, like I enjoy flat glass. Don't get me wrong, but I am super slow at it, right? I can only do about 150, 200 square feet a day, like it takes me a little bit, right? It's like when you first start tinting cars. First time you tint a car, it takes you like 6 or 7 hours, and then you get a little bit better, and you get a little bit better, and you get a little bit better. By no means am I like a proficient and badass and quick installer. I'm clean. I take my time and I do it right. That's really all I do, and I charge accordingly. So I only take flat glass jobs if it's worth my time, and it's worth, and the money's good. So yeah. So if it's a little bit slower for you, if you guys have some tips, let me know. Let me know. I think I have a good handle on it. I have a good foundation, a good basis for it. It's just I gotta make it a little bit quicker. And I'm not gonna lie, this flat glass gig I think I did close to a year ago, and I've been holding on to it just because I didn't find the right time. Maybe 8 months, 9 months ago. So I didn't find the time to do it, and I was shuffling with a lot of stuff last year. Now we're on a weekly routine. Also, my Houston trip, because I didn't stream last year, my Houston trip went really, really well. I was able to tint my father's Model Y, thanks to the help with Texas Tint Masters and the guys over there, and Marco as well with Expel. Where everyone over there kind of shotgunned the sides and the back. It was really awesome to see, watch, experience. I did tint the front windshield and the sunroof with the help of Mike Norg over at AFS. They were a super big help. On top of that, I was able to go see my buddy Robert. I had a sit-down opportunity to do a podcast with Carlos, the Texas Tint Master, or the Texas Squeegee, excuse me, and also Marco as well from Expel. And then I also had a sit-down podcast with Mike Norg as well. So 3 really awesome podcasts. I did change up the dynamics of those podcasts. The Martin Fowler podcast was a great podcast, but it went 2 hours, and it was a nightmare to edit, right? So I kind of changed my editing patterns. And if I do get a long live stream or a long podcast, I will break it up into like 30 or 45 minute increments in the future. But with the 3 that we did with Mike, Carlos, and Marco, I cut them at like 30 to 45 minutes, just something shorter, something more easier to digest, quicker, easier banger. And if you guys like it, then I'm sure I'll cross paths with these guys eventually, and we'll do a part 2 at that point. So a lot of good things coming up, Can't figure out how to get straight no gap cuts on residential windows that have little rubber silicone lip around the edge, as opposed to just hard flat edge you can run a knife against. I totally understand there. Even using a hard card or something, those little rubber silicone gaskets are always wavy and not straight. Yeah, you can trim them. There's a lot of flat glass guys that just trim them back, set them up. You always have like a minor little gap with flat. It kind of is what it is. I worked with Advanced Film Solutions for years, right? From 2017 until 2020, I think it was mid 2020. I left them completely. But they're one of the best in the business. They're running $3 million a year on flat, so they do security films, things like that. So I was able to kind of see how the best of them work. So I know a tiny little gap, the width of the blade is, it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started here, guys. If you guys have any questions, concerns, shout outs, criticisms at any time, I am down here. I can answer your questions here, whether on YouTube, whether on Facebook, either which way. I was able to set up my, hold on, I'm gonna put this volume down a little bit. I was able to set up my film handler. Again, this is one of the jobs. I didn't have a lot of space, so I used the film handler to cut out all the film, just because I wanted to minimize my waste. And also he has dogs and he doesn't have a lot of space, so I couldn't just put down a tarp and then cut it from the box. But in the future, if you guys want to see me cutting from a box, I'll be able to do that as well. So I'm glad you know exactly what I was talking about. That's right. Yeah, just trim them back. Burner count, you can trim them back.
Set to get ready to get going.
got ready.
Opa.
There is a point at this, just fair warning, there's a point at this where like they start talking about like Trump, or I think Trump was still, I don't know, or maybe there's political stuff. So like I try not to.
No, I would do a good cleaning on it. Yeah.
I try not to talk about politics and stuff like that.
Appreciate it though.
I may not entirely, am in line with their political views, but I might just like agree just to like keep it kosher. But rule of thumb, I try not to
just watch your head. Don't
talk about
don't hurt
politics.
yourself now. I try. You would have thought I was a Boy Scout.
Yeah, just move this cable, is so much better. Perfect. So the blinds were in the way. I didn't want to take them down, so I just have a little strap, a little Velcro strap that I usually could, organize my extension cords and the hose to my tent keg. I put that around the blades just to kind of keep them, put them out of the way. So as you guys know, I'm exclusively with Solar Effects for Automotive. I do use XPEL for flat glass. They have a wide variety of selections. So if you guys are curious as to why I'm using XPEL, is because I am an XPEL dealer in regards to flat glass. And because I'm mobile and I don't have a brick and mortar and I focus on flat glass, just for flat glass, there's that's why I use it. It is what it is. Z Customer says, do you feel more nervous doing flat glass versus automotive installs? No, it's a different beast. The film is different. The
whole world.
Absorption rates and things of that nature, but also the adhesive is different. That's why you can do a drop technique with flat glass film, but you cannot do it with automotive film. So it's the hard part is going from an automotive background to a flat glass background. The pieces of film are so much more massive that it's a little cumbersome when you first get started handling the film and getting used to the film. Notice what I did here. If you guys know what that is right there, do you know what that is? That is the core of film, right? It comes in and it holds the sides in your box. What I did is I cut the nubbin off of that, and I took this trick from other people that I've seen in the industry. I cut the nubbin off that and I cap it. There's a reason why. This core, this metal holder it's not a straight cylinder, right? It's kind of like a cone, if you will, kind of a cone, right? To accommodate different size, variances of cores. But and I learned this trick off of other guys, like I said, but what it does is it keeps the film flat. What will happen or can happen without that, and you just put it straight on the metal and you don't have this around it, that the tube, I call it torpedoing, but the tube can shift, the core can shift, and then it'll make the line cut differently or off askew. So what this does is this holds the film flat. It doesn't let it torpedo or telescope, what some of you guys might call it. Don't you hate when customers watch you work? Not too badly. I don't do anything that I wouldn't let a customer know.
Keeping a close eye, huh?
Looks like he didn't really just pay you for tint. Johnny. Burner account says, what about the customer is watching? Do you just explain that cutting those rubber gaskets on those windows, they have them the only way to do it? Yeah, how would I explain it to a customer if they're seeing me? Most residential films, you're not going to do that. It's like those are more commercial frames that you'll trim back the gaskets. You'll do it a little bit on residential. Most of the time they're not watching, but a good way to explain it to a client, if they're watching you gouge out you're only trimming a little bit, right? And here's the reason why, right? So if here's the outside let's call it rubber, and the inside rubber, right? Let me explain this real quickly. So let's just say that this is the glass in front, in the middle, right? And there's outside rubber and inside rubber, and it's holding the glass, and the frame is actually holding the glass, right? But it's like this, right? So, and you're putting the film on this side, right? So if you butt up the film, even if you trim close, there'll be a light gap, right? Because the rubber from the outside and the rubber on the inside is even, right? But if you trim back the rubber on the inside and then you put the film in and then you trim it, even if you trim it, you have all this rubber to cover the gap, which will essentially close the gap. That's a good way to explain to clients, like, well, we need to do this because if not, because the rubber comes basically to a point, it'll end up getting in the installation and peel the film. Also, it helps us reduce or eliminate a light gap altogether. So those are good things. Number one, most of the time people are paying a pretty penny for flat glass. Prices vary. Some people go to $5, some people go to $7, some people go to $10. For me, I'm a little bit more higher, but I want it to be worth it for me. I charge $9 a square foot up to $23 a square foot. So when people are paying those type of prices, typically average cost per square foot for a flat glass gig on not a huge job, but average it's like low ball, it's like $750 to $1,000. You know, on average it could be around $2,000 a flat glass gig. I don't get a lot of them, but when I do get them, I get paid for them. So when someone's paying a couple $1,000s to get the windows in their house tinted, you know, if you're explaining to them like this is going to eliminate the film from peeling because it's not laying flat against the at the edge, okay, do whatever you have to do. This is going to eliminate a light gap so that or prevent a smaller light gap, so it's a better installation. People trust you. You're the professional, you know what I mean? So it's common practice within the industry, and you know, you just kind of explain it to them nonchalant and matter of fact, very very matter of fact. It makes it a lot easier. It's kind of like taking the door panels off of a Lexus IS 250 because top loading is a pain in the ass and get dirty. You're like, this is what I have to do to make the job do right. MP Tinting says, congrats on the new garage. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, just pop them in the comments below. Okay, so I measured the film, right? Top to bottom. I don't have enough clearance. I think it's like 73 inches or whatever. So what I'm doing here is I believe the whole from top to bottom, it's gonna be like something like 76 or 77 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a technique that I learned is where I'm only gonna pull it halfway, mark my ladder so I know where the halfway point is, and then I will put tape on the film so that I know where to pull the next half down. So
you're gonna give me the exact width, and then I'll be able to pull the length with minimal fuss.
I do try to pull it to the edge and to a side so that I can make sure that my tape is straight or relatively straight. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to minimize waste here. Z Custom says a great question. He says, for a homeowner that's interested in flat glass but don't know how much that much about it,
45, 46.
what information do you give them to describe it, pros and cons? Flat glass has a lot of pros and cons. I mean, more pros than cons. If you don't want to deal with blinds are expensive and things of that nature. So what I don't exactly remember, burner account, I don't remember what film I'm installing. I believe it's a dual reflective film. And Z Customs, I am going to answer your question. Give me one moment here. Right now I'm marking on the ladder where my halfway point is. So I'm going to pull the film halfway down because the length that I need is longer than the length that I have of the ladder. So, and I don't want the film to touch the ground and crimple up. I believe it's a DR15. So this is waste. I'm not going to need it. I don't know if I pull it off and tear it or what. This is a little too much tape. I don't know why I used this much. Oh, I didn't. Good, I'm smart. So I'm putting the tape line right at the top where I'm gonna cut the bar. Now I know that's my halfway point. At this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this film up, and I'm rolling it up liner side in because I think I'm gonna do a drop roll. Yes, burner account. Flat glass film is a dry adhesive or it's clear dry or quick dry. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's clear dry. And automotive film is pressure sensitive adhesive. That's the difference as to why you can't do a drop roll technique with automotive film. It just doesn't do it, but you can do it with flat. So now I'm gonna line up that and take that off, and now I know as long as I don't pull any more, I have the length that I need for that window. And again, this is just because the length of the window exceeds the length that I have from top to bottom for the film handler, and I don't want the film to hit the ground and crinkle up. And what I think I do at this point is I'm actually going to cut out all the windows. This is the slider, and then in the bedroom there's another window, just a regular standard window. Burger Count says, I've seen architectural film that has PS adhesive. GeoShield has about 3 in its lineup. Really? I did not know that. I did not know that.
I mean, it's doable. It's definitely possible. I just got... Yeah, well, that and this stays clean. The other way is I have to put the box on the ground and pull the film. This keeps it straight too. It keeps it straight. Well, there's always a straight edge from the factory, so I can keep that straight. But more so, it's trying to fend off contamination. So like wood floors are perfect for something like that, but when it's all carpet everywhere and you got to pull out of a box and you're doing massive windows like this, it's not advantageous.
MP Tinting says, have you ever put darker than 20% on dual pane windows with dual reflective? That is never, like, really off the top of my head. I don't know that answer, but most film companies have what's known as a glass to film chart, and they will tell you like what films are safe for single pane, double pane, triple pane, all kinds of different film charts. So it'll tell you depending on the situation. Wow, that's really annoying. So sometimes, and also it depends if there's an awning, right? Because if there's an awning and half the glass, the bottom half is getting immense amount of sun and the top glass isn't, that could pop the glass. There's a number of things to consider when putting on there, but always consult with the glass to film chart. Always. The last thing you want to do is put film on here that has a higher absorption rate than the glass can handle, and you pop the glass, and then you're paying and repaying for glass to be fixed. So back to Z Customs questions. He says for a homeowner that's interested in flat glass but don't know much about it, what information would you give them to describe the pros and the cons? I'd say some of the pros are that window film. So half your energy bill is your AC, right? And so you typically can reduce your energy bill as a whole down by a third, right? So I'm gonna lower this before I start rolling because that sounds annoying. So I tell clients, I said, okay, well, your energy bill can be reduced down to by about by 1/3. You can drop about 30 to 33% of your energy bill. Reason why is because half your bill is your AC keeping your house cool. So window film will reduce the amount of heat coming in, therefore your AC won't have to run as hard, therefore it's going to be a reduction in energy bill. A good selling point is that you can tell people, like, automotive film, it looks good, it feels good inside. There's no real ROI, right? Except for the fact that maybe like the UVA and UVB inhibitors are preventing the interior from bleaching, and it helps to keep it a little cooler, and you don't have to run your engine as hard. That's good stuff, right? But there's no direct ROI. I don't believe, like, right off the top of my head. But with flat glass, your energy bill gets reduced, right? So typically within 12 to 18 months, you can recoup the cost that you put into the film by the savings of your energy bill, and then your energy bill is consistent savings moving forward. So that's a pro.
Some, like, low glass, and I believe there are. And
in some cases, like, what was I thinking? I totally lost my train of thought. In Florida window film or tinting residential windows is considered working on real property. So in Florida, flat glass is tax-free. It's another benefit, right? If you're going to spend $2,000, times that by 7%, what is that? That's $140, right? So yeah, 1,000 would be $70. And then 70 times 2 is 140. So $140 you can save them on some taxes. So because there is no tax charged on it. Some other pros is that you can see the light. You can get light come in. You don't have to block the windows with blinds. Blinds are expensive. There's a number of pros to it. Cons, window tint is not privacy activated at night because the light inside is brighter than the light outside, so it will become translucent at night. So that's something you have to deal with. If the client wants to have privacy at night, then they have to install floodlights outside those particular windows and flash them onto the windows exterior, so that the light exterior is brighter than the light interior, which will bring back the privacy. So there's a couple little things here and there that you got to keep in mind, try to tell the client so that you can kind of try to sell it more. How much you charge a foot of film? How much you charge a foot of film? RGC. It really just depends on the film that I use. I try to keep my film cost between 12.5% and 15%. And there's a formula that I use, but typically it's I was starting at $7 a square foot, but then I was like doing jobs for like a half a day for like $600 or $700, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. But like I can tint cars faster to make more money. So I got to decide what my time is worth, right? Like entry film, it's like, entry film, my entry film at the lowest possible cost is $229. So I can knock out a car in 2 hours. So in 4 hours, I can make $460, let's just say, right? So like, why would I do a $500 job that's going to take me 6 hours or 7 hours? That doesn't make sense to me. So so I up my prices to $9 a square foot up to $23 a square foot, depending on the film that we choose. The higher end ceramics, those are that wants to be clear but high heat rejection, those are going to be the $23 a square foot range, and that's where I stick with. It's worth it for me. The $9 a square foot range, that's you're talking your silver 20s, your mirror films. I'm getting into the $12 to $15 a square foot range for DRs, dual reflectives. I haven't really dabbled much into. I have to look into it. Vision Expel just got me a new flat glass sample book, so I'm gonna be able to like update it from my old one. So I know the neutral films have been very popular, so I can throw that into my mix as well. How? RGC says how. Oh, how am I? Okay. Tricky part is identifying the glass in order to be able to use the film to glass chart. Single versus dual is easy enough, but low E, tinted, annealed, tempered is different and not always stamped. Yes, burner account, that is correct. It is correct, and there is a lot of differences between tempered, annealed, tinted, low E. So you got to keep that in mind as well. I think there's a sort of a meter that you can get for low E. As you can see, I'm just doing a thorough cleaning on this job right now. Tinting residential windows add value to their property. That could be the case also. I don't know if warranties are transferable. I haven't really read the warranty. I should probably read it. But let's look. Hold on. I have warranties right here. Drying time, film care, maintenance, edges, damage, windows. I'd have to double check because I'm not 100% sure about that. I should probably know that. Nice. The privacy point is great knowledge to have. Now I don't know that. Thanks for the advice. Of course. What did you just switch there? Ooh, Johnny, explain it to me. What did I just switch there? What are you talking about? I'm cleaning the edges right here. That blade handle have an angle on it or only on the angle? The Triumph blade holder does that. It is angled. It's not a straight one. It's an angled one. It just gives it a better angle for me. You can use the lighter to check. There you go. A lighter to check. See, these are things that we should look into for sure. I just did a Honda Accord. I prepped the windows and installed it, but I did not realize that there was a lot of glue specs. Customer never told me it was tinted before. What would you do in this case? Unfortunately, I would redo it. DC Customs and Detailing. You have to imagine the clients are stupid, right? So it's your job to clean the windows, right? So the rubber here was just like kind of rounded out, so I'm trimming the rubber to kind of like push it back into a 90 degrees right there. I'm just trying to shove it. I don't even think I trimmed it. I'm just trying to shove it back in the corner. So it's your DC. I didn't look. I look, but customer said he didn't care about it, but now my work looks bad. Okay. So what would you do? It looked good. Customer said he didn't care about it. Okay. If the customer doesn't care about it, then what does it matter? The only problem is that you're now that work is out with your name. So that if anyone else sees that and he refers anyone and says, "Hey, look at my car. My car got tinted by DC Customs and Detailing." Someone might look at that and be like, "Holy shit, they fucking suck. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to them." That's the only issue. You know, I would redid it just because here's the thing, right? The customer might not care, right? It might be whatever, right? But you're tinting the vehicle, right? It's your you have to clean the windows, right? It's your responsibility to be able to see that and either address that with the client, be like, "Oh wow," and it's okay to be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm tinting this car right now, and I'm noticing a lot of adhesive. You must have had this car tinted before. Maybe not you, maybe your previous owner, but there is more adhesive. And if it's more adhesive, it's more work." And you can just tell them, be like, "You know, I'm gonna have to charge you a little bit more just because the install is gonna be a little bit longer, just because I have to do I have to double, triple check every glass to make sure all the adhesive's off." So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you think your work looks bad, don't send that out. God forbid someone sees that work and then they associate it with you. It's worth redoing it for that one car instead of losing the business of 5 or 6 cars down the road because they see the work on that one car and they're like, don't go to that guy because he does shit installs. Tint Pro in the house. What's going on, baby? Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. We're just doing a little flat class here. RGC says, how long have you been doing flat glass? I thought you were all full car tinter. I can't work with customers lurking over your shoulder. You got patience, my brother. Yeah. No, he's a really cool guy. This was in the same neighborhood I was with my apartment. He kind of just walked by when I was tinting my cars, and I ended up getting this flat glass gig. So he's a really cool guy. I didn't really worry too much. So it doesn't really bother me too bad. Plus, I'm not looking at him, right? But I've been doing auto for a long time. I started dabbling in flat a little bit after I joined up with Advanced Film Solutions out of Lutz. They're primarily flat, right? So I learned a lot of, being there for years. Some slower car days, they would send me out with flat and do prepping and stuff like that. I do some installs and kind of pick their brains on how to do certain things. I'd watch a lot. I mean, I was there for years. I was there for over almost 4 years. So I pick up. I'm not a dummy. I mean, I'm gonna take the opportunity. If I'm gonna be sitting there, you know what I mean? I'm gonna learn something. I'm gonna learn that can be something that be advantageous for me, whether or not it'd be furthering my career with that organization, whether I'd be doing it on my own in the future. It's something that I thought would be good to learn. I learned. After Clubhouse, nice. Little late Tint Pro. Oh man. David C20, what's going on, baby? Welcome. Again, if you guys have any questions, concerns, shout outs, criticisms, whether on YouTube, whether on Facebook, on the Facebook groups at all. If you're on the Facebook groups, Window Tinting Business public group is where the main feed is coming from. I'm not watching the private group. I actually can't see the comments on the private group. It's a thing. So if you guys want to comment, concerns, shout outs, whatever's, go over to the public group, Window Tinting Business. It says public group in so you guys can comment there, and I'll go ahead and answer any questions you guys might have. T-Town Tints, T-Town, tell everyone over at Clubhouse what's going on, baby. How you doing? I miss them. Oh man, my life's been so damn crazy the last 2 weeks trying to move in Houston. I went to Houston, I landed, worked Monday, and started moving from Tuesday to Tuesday. It was crazy. Hey Patrick, how much do you usually quote the square foot for strip on white frosted film on office conference room? For strip on white frosted on conference room. It's over in no Clubhouse next week. Oh, okay, well good. It really just depends on how much I'm paying per square footage to determine what my price would be and how I do it. So everything is a little bit different. It depends on the price, and also my price will change accordingly, right? I typically try to keep my overhead and my film costs at around 30% total, right? Then that way I've always worked with a third, right? And that might change to quarter after talking with Mike Nord. Very interesting conversation him and I had. You'll see it in the podcast. But the original intention was that a third for the install cost, a third for the business profits because the company needs to make money, right? And then a third to the owner, right? Because that's the profits, and a 30% profit is good, I think. So what a rule of thumb that I was always going with is I would always try to get a certain percentage per square foot, but that kind of starts to go crazy when you're getting into the higher end films, like the $23 a square foot. Like if I'm getting like 700-800 square feet, I'm gonna be so high in a price range bracket that like I'm gonna price myself out.
RGC super chatted $4.99. Good job, man.
RG
Thanks for all the good info and nice jobs.
RGC from YouTube with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. It says, good job, man. Thanks for all the good info and nice jobs. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. So in a situation, in a situation where my pricing structure will price me out, then at that point I determine how much my film's going to cost and how much would it cost me to pay someone to install that. I usually pay people probably around $1.50 a square foot, and guys for you guys that own your own businesses, $1.50 a square foot is garbage, right? But most people that work with other outfits, like you're at like $1, maybe $1.25 a square foot. Yeah, but you're full-time working with someone else, right? You have an outfit that you're working full-time with. $1.25 per square foot. I know some cats that can lay 500 to 1,000 square feet in a day, right? They're making $500 to $1,000 a day. That's good fucking money. I don't give a shit who the fuck you are, right? So I usually try to price out about $1.50 per square foot. And then if there's removal, I charge removal as well and whatnot. So whatever that price is, if I price out, like if the film cost is too high and I end up pricing myself out, then I usually just triple that cost, right? So film cost, gas, and other little factors, and like how much I would charge to pay someone to do that, I triple that, and that's what I charge. How much more if you have to break out a ladder? Mike Sanchez told me add 20%. Yeah, hell. You know, what is your time worth? You know, think about, here's a good thing. Think about how much you could lay on average. What's your average? You got to think about what's your time worth. Everyone has a different price point. So I can't tell you how much it is, right? What do you average per hour typically? Tinting cars or what do you average per hour doing flat glass? Is it $100 an hour? Is it $150 an hour? What is the average, right? So what is that time that it's going to take for you to set up scaffolding? What is that time going to take? I mean, a 2-foot ladder, you shouldn't charge anything. It's a 2-footer. You're not talking anything crazy. Now, if you're trying to set up scaffolding and you have to do multiple ladders with a platform, a plank between them, now you're talking time. Now you're talking money at that point. And then I would just determine what your average hourly rate is, or what you make profit wise per hour. And I would charge that, because your time's worth it. Charge enough so that you're happy with what you're charging, But, I mean, don't be stupid, right? Don't go like $300-400 an hour, right? Because if you think you're worth that and you can convince someone to pay you that, then awesome. I mean, some people hear that I'm charging $23 a square foot for the high-end ceramics, and they're like, holy shit. But keep in mind, I don't do a lot of flat glass. The flat glass I do fucking awesome, right? But I also deter a lot of business that way too. But that's the path I've chosen. I'd rather stick with the higher end stuff and get paid for a good amount of time, because I get tired after about 6 hours doing flat glass. I get tired. There's a lot of weighing. Pre-cutting film always helps, but you're oops, sorry, I didn't realize that window was up. I apologize. Climbing up on ladders, going up and down stairs, pre-cutting film, cleaning windows, and it's you got to be careful too, because when you're doing residential, you got to be careful. You're bringing in 6-foot ladders, you're bringing in 72-inch film handlers. You got to be careful when you're swinging it around. You can't hit walls. You can't ding furniture. There's a lot of things you got to be careful about. Scaffold, add 2 to 3 times what the rental cost is. Oh, well, there you go. That works too. I own my own scaffolding, but if you don't own scaffolding, own your own scaffolding. It doubles up as shelving, but you know, they come in a pinch. When you need them, you're like, fuck yeah. How many sides do you have to trim on those doors? Just one or two. Typically I try to only keep it to two. I only try to trim two, right? I try to keep a clean straight top edge, and I try to keep one of the factory edges. The factory edge is a straight edge, so I try to only do two. So I typically line up, because I'm right-handed, it's better for me to go right than left. I line up one side and I line up the top, and then I only have to trim the other side and the bottom. But sometimes maybe my film shifted or something happened when I was cutting it, and I only have maybe one side. Sometimes it's shitty all around and I gotta cut all four sides. So best case scenario, I try to only trim two sides. And I'm cutting in a weird like 45 angle. My knife should be more straight. Fair warning. Like I'm cutting film on a car, and my knife should be straight, not like 45 angled in, just because it's too close at that point, and you end up you know, butting up against it. These gaskets are pretty easy, but you can't pull this shit with like with those thinner gaskets that like kind of come to a point flat with the glass. Oh yeah, Spencer Wilson, sorry, I saw that. When is the next podcast dropping? It's gonna be soon. Legit, I just set up my office like Monday or Tuesday. I just got my streaming set up and everything set up in here, and this little light right here. I had this light before, but so I just got it in, and so I'm gonna start working on the next podcast, which is gonna be with Carlos the Texas Squeegee. The one after that is gonna be Marco, the trainer from Expel. Some of you guys know him as the film trainer as well. And then the one after that is gonna be Mike Norg in his shop over at AFS in Houston. So I am going to be cranking it out hopefully sometime next week. Again, I was doing quicker podcasts. I was doing podcasts 30 to 45 minutes, and the editing, I'm going to be doing something a little bit simpler, a little bit easier in the editing. But yeah. Oh man, I almost busted my ass on wet ladder. Customer got it on camera. Yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful, because people are scared about that. If you bust your ass in the house, that's what people want. Are you bonded? Are you insured? You know, do you have workers' comp? Because if your employee hurts themselves in the house and you as a business don't have workers' comp, the employee can technically sue the homeowner. Oh, film handler is so worth money for small right areas like that, like this. Yes, Jay Wise, thank you very much for the tip. Thank you very much for the $3 tip. Thank you, 1,000 thank yous. Yes, a film handler is definitely worth it. I think a film handler, I use a film handler for automotive. I use a film handler for flat. Just what I like. And it's easy too when you're, you know, if you pre-cut, I feel like it goes a little bit faster. They're not cheap though. $850 for a film handler is not cheap. Plus another $150 for the aluminum ladder to get the setup that I have. So you're talking about $1,000 just to handle film. Sweet dude, those podcasts are so informative. Yes, people are liking them. Like I only did one and I shot 3, but the 3 that I shot, they're like, holy fuck, this is like a legit setup. I'm like, yeah. We're gonna be doing a huge batching of a podcast. So podcasts are gonna come in. I'm gonna have a lot because I'm gonna go to Tinter battles next week, the 19th and the 20th. So what I'm gonna be doing is, I talked to Carlos, he okayed it already. I'm gonna actually be setting up a podcast booth right there, and I'm gonna be yanking people, everyone I see that I haven't talked to, that I think people are gonna be interested in, that think someone that's influential, that has some knowledge to give. I'm gonna fucking yank him down and sit him down, and we're gonna sit and talk for 30 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so. It's just like, because Tinter battles, it's like the tint off. There's so much opportunity there because there's so many people all in one location. I think it's a great time to be able to sit down and conversate with a lot of people. Tint23, what up, baby? Jason, what's going on? Jason Omeletsky. If you guys don't know, Tint23 is in the house. Thank you very much for joining. Hopefully I'll see, hopefully, I know I'm going to see you there next week. Jason, we definitely have to do an interview for sure. Podcast is going to be fucking amazing. Just doing a little flat glass live stream here. See you in Florida next week. Yes, yes. Just look for my van. I love. I figured out that my van has just enough space for my bed in the back. I'm bringing my podcast gear and my bed. And I'm sleeping. It's one night. I'm gonna sleep in the bed. Find me. Yes. Yes, I'm sure you'll be around. I just know. I think I'm not going to do any podcasts, obviously during the competition. But once the competition, because everyone's going to want to watch the competition or be a part of the competition, so I'm going to be running around shooting video. But once the competition's over and stuff like that, then I'm going to start plucking people, sit them down for podcasts, video podcasts. It's going to be awesome. Gonna be awesome. I hope things are going well for you, man. I miss you. I miss you. Clearview Window Tint LOC says love Tint 23. Clearly, I'm taking my sweet ass time bumping the edges, and this is a clear example is why you shouldn't do that 45-degree cut that I was doing, like really getting it close, because you gotta bump the edges like you wouldn't believe. Just leave a tiny little, a 30-second gap. Tiny. DC Customs says, are you located in Florida? I am. Better give me a hug? Of course I'll give you a hug. Clothing optional. What's the Tint Bird 3 joke? Right. What? I don't know the Tint Bird 3 joke. Tell me. Damn, customer's right there. Yep, he's right there talking to me. Talking to me, baby. What percentage? I believe this was 15.
Taking pictures of tint because it's so difficult with like the exposure on cameras to tell the difference.
So I'm trying to take a picture before side by side, one not tinted, one tinted, so I can kind of like put a little picture, some pictures up on the website and the Facebook group and what else do I do? Oh wow, my Googles. I gotta keep up with that.
She more or less needed something to do. She's been a stay-at-home mom.
Oh man, I'm talking about my wifey. I'm gonna go ahead and just in case we can just do this portion here. He was trying to talk to me about politics and stuff, and I don't even remember what I said, but I ain't trying to do all that. You talked to TikTok Matt lately? I haven't talked to Matt in a little bit. I've just been so slammed. I'm a bad friend. There's a reason why I don't have friends. And the friends I do have. Oh, Mike called me earlier too. I gotta call him back too. I get so caught up with work and live streaming and editing videos and doing other stuff that like I'm kind of a shit friend. I'll be honest with you. For that 2 hours, yeah, burner account customer. I think he watched me in here. He was watching TV while he was here, while I was doing this. I don't think he followed me into the bedroom when I tinted the other windows. What am I doing? Okay. Like I almost forgot how to live stream. Where in Florida you at? I'm in Orlando. Oh, nice. I was in Palm Harbor. I was in the Tampa Bay area, servicing the Tampa Bay area, and I just moved out. Oh man, he had DSP out? What? Ken Glass said he had DSP out. I gotta check it out. Oh my god, you know what I found out? So Ammo NYC is a YouTube channel that has like 1 million or 2 million or 3 million subscribers, a crazy amount of subscribers. And they had a tinter tinting his car, and he was using XPEL film. And then the guy pulls out a dash protector. The dash protector, the white with the rope tied in. And then he's prepping the back glass. Guess what he was using? Yeah, that's right, baby. He was using DSP. Woo! I gotta pull that up. I gotta pull some of those together. Yeah, I'm familiar with Ammo NYC. Yeah, there was a video on a car that a tinter did. It was recent. Customer was cool with recording. Yeah, customer was cool with recording. I mean, I told them what I did, but I will do this as well. And if customers ask, I tell them it's for liability purposes. I record what I do when I do it, so that in the event that something happens, I have proof whether I did it or did not do it. So DSP for the win, baby. Yes, yes. Which reminds me, Jason, I gotta talk to you about something interesting. We'll talk at Denny's at 3 a.m. There we go. In Orlando. Wonder if the Tinter was in the group or anything. I don't know. He was, I don't even know where he was out of. A lot of these guys, I think Ammo NYC, he's either in New York or he was in, somewhere in Florida, I believe. T-Town Sin says, I made the new dash towers for Sun Distributing. Not sure if you've seen that or not. I was live with Rick Tuesday. I had missed that one. I do have your number, Jason. I do have your number. You're right. I'm gonna FaceTime you when I'm in the shower later. For those guys that don't know, the first time Jason Omaleski ever FaceTimed me was in Orlando, like the day after we met. We met at like 3 a.m. at a Denny's, and then like the day after we were all going to like Orlando. We were going to like Universal or something like that, and I was still in bed, or I just got out of the shower and I hopped on the bed and I opened the phone and all I saw was my ass, my bare naked ass on the bed. So now he laughs every time. It's that's the ongoing joke, that I'm always naked when he FaceTimes me. Oh man, I wonder if I can find that. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Ammo NYC. He has 1.96 million subscribers. I gotta see. Martin actually sent me the link. Hold on. Martin sends me so many damn links. Okay, it was it was a video that was made 13 days ago. It's got 300 something views, 300,000 views, but it's his first wash and drive 2022 Porsche Cayenne Cross. Right at like the 6-minute mark is where they do it. I could probably show you. I can't play the audio because it'll catch on it, but he definitely uses DSP for sure. For sure. We should get you hooked up with your own dash towels, bro. DSP for every car that needs DSP. Ooh, you know what? T-Town Tints, I'm very interested in that actually, just because Dry Shrink Prep or DSP, drystringprep.com is where you can go to get DSP, more information, things of that nature. But I also offer tool selections as well. Small portion. I'm still in phase 1. It was supposed to be part of a 3-phase process. It never got past phase 1. But the idea is that I'd be offering tools as well and other things besides DSP, just so that other people can do it. But then also like people that watch my content and want to support me but don't have the money to donate, they can purchase tools from my website as well, and that helps support me in that venture as well. So I am I am interested in adding more tools and selections. It's very skim. I have like 14 SKUs right now, but this year we will definitely add more. Tint23, I love you, man. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. I'm going to see you next week for sure. Oh, Clearview window tinting says way better. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, my friend. It's not for everyone. I'm not telling everyone that they have to love DSP, but if you love it, the people that like it, love it and stick with it. So a lot of people like it. Let's see. Rick got me hooked up with a super nice towel. Let's do it. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Rick McIntyre's got, he's got a good lock going on. I love what he's doing with his Tool Tuesdays. I love it. I do like it. He's doing really well. T-Town, since it's grown on me every day. It's grown on me. Use it every day. Nice. And I did release, if you guys look at the YouTube channel, I even did a live demonstration with Marco, who is a huge supporter of using DSP. He loves DSP, but he was having issues, and I went over it. So I did a proper application on how to properly apply DSP. You can look at it at Dry Shrink Prep on the Facebook group. I don't have it on the website, but you can also check it out on my YouTube channel. There's the thumbnail is black. It says how to properly apply DSP. And DSP is huge. Can't miss the thumbnail. Go ahead and check that out. And it fully explains how to properly apply DSP, because if you do it correctly, it's a game changer. I haven't used anything but DSP in the last 2 years since I released it. So burner account, the people that don't like it are just putting it on too thick. The problem is that people are putting it on too thick, or they're using way too much water. And the enemy of dry shrinking is water. So even Marco was like, once I showed him, he's like, oh man. And I showed him he could float it afterwards. He's like, and it's instantly used, instant. A lot of people are wetting the glass and then using the applicator and then trying to lay it on. No, you can't do that. It's called dry shrink prep, because you're prepping for a dry shrink. So you can't have water. So you got to dry everything, and then you just a couple sprays on the applicator. 2 sprays, small sprays, half the glass. 2 sprays, half the other half of the glass. You're set. You're ready to go right then and there. And that way you're not drenching the product. You're not using up more product. You can expand the life of the product. So, I mean, it's really funny too, is because the 2 ounces was supposed to last at least a month, maybe a month and a half. And with proper use, 5 to 6 days a week, 4 to 5 to 6 cars a day. I know people that are stretching it out to 4 to 6 months on a 2 ounce fill. So with those kind of numbers, the original price point was drafted so that you're spending the same amount of money on dryer sheets. I wasn't asking people to take out more money out of pocket. I was just saying, if you want to try DSP, you can shift the funds that are already coming out for dryer sheets and just spend it on DSP. See if you like it. But with the new numbers coming out that it's lasting almost 4 to 6 months for a 2 ounce pack, it is now cheaper. It's a cheaper alternative, and it's a healthy alternative to dryer sheets. It's just some food for thought. Oh yeah, if you're just new to shrinking, yeah, try DSP. If you're gonna stick around, I mean, it's the healthy alternative to dryer sheets. What can I say? Clearview Window Tinting says, it's funny, no one knows about DSP in my area. Everyone that has tried mine has went and bought it from your site. Awesome. Here's the thing. I'm working on expansion and exposure, and really showing people the opportunities that they have and what they can do and what they can use it for. So we're really going to be boosting it up. I actually just hired my first employee for dry shrink prep. She is a part-time employee. She'll be here because we guarantee at least processing orders within 3 business days. So she'll be here at least every 3rd business day, possibly every other day, just to fulfill orders and pack product and get things ready for like really big stuff. Because if you want to do big things, you have to be prepared for big things to happen, right? So my goal is that I want to have shelves and shelves and shelves of jars, refill jars, applicators, starter sets, so that when huge orders come in, or when the bubble pops and everyone finds out about DSP, like I'm ready. So things just take time. How much did you charge for this flat glass job? DC Customs asks. I think it was about $700, $700 to $800, I believe. Miguel P said, Jason showed me DSP when he came out to train me, and I ordered my own. Now that I have my own business, was using dryer sheets at the shop I was at. I'm just telling you, I mean, the reason why I came out with DSP was because I was using, it was for me. I made it for myself, you know? Dryer sheets are just so toxic. Look it up. I mean, it links to pancreatic cancer, central nervous system issues, breathing problems. I could smell it on my hands when, you know, so I know it was absorbing in my skin. I use my hands to eat. So I know I was tasting it, ingesting it. In the long run, it's just, I don't feel, in my heart of hearts, I don't feel it was good for me long term. You know, and other people might not think like that. Other people might be like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm gonna use dryer sheets, and that's okay. But for the people that want to have a healthy alternative and a cheaper alternative, I got you boo boo. 7 ton 8 Johnny Bears buyers, 7 ton 8, 728. It was a 7. I can't really remember exactly. Again, I did this job like 8 or 9 months ago. Sponsorship shout out. This live stream is sponsored in part by Tint Wiz. Tint Wiz is a CRM suite designed for window tinters. From acquisition to invoicing and everywhere in between, you can run your business more efficiently and more profitably with Tint Wiz. Check it out at tintwiz.com. You can also download it for iOS and Android. Don't forget your free 30-day trial at sign up. Knock him out. Here we go. This live stream is also sponsored in part by Dry Shrink Prep. Dry Shrink Prep is the healthy alternative to dryer sheets. Made with 100% all natural ingredients, Dry Shrink Prep is changing the industry for the better, one shrink at a time. For more information and a purchase, go to dryshrinkprep.com. Why don't we knock it all out all at once, huh? This live stream is also sponsored in part by Solar Effects Window Films. At Solar Effects Window Films, their goal is simple: make your car look hotter while keeping your interior cooler. Their automotive window films are manufactured with the most advanced technologies available, which allow them to deliver a broad range of products to meet your needs. Check out solareffectswindowfilms.com and find out why they're the fastest growing film company in the US. Last but not least, the Tint Mob, baby. This live stream is sponsored in part by the Tint Mob. The Tint Mob, specializing in lead generation websites specifically designed to help tinting businesses grow. They combine extensive market research, advanced SEO techniques, and proven web design strategies that deliver a product that is made for one thing: get your business consistent, exclusive tint leads year-round. The Tint Mob also offers SEO services for your own website and online automated upsell checkout funnels that can be added to your website. The Tint Mob, revolutionizing the way consumers purchase window tinting services. God, that voiceover was almost perfect, except for that one part. Like I stuttered on that one part. Not stuttered, but paused a little too long. Little too long. The Fuzz, what's going on, baby? Welcome, welcome. The Fuzz from YouTube says, yo, pal, I'm carrying 2 lines of film of solar effects. I have CFX, Carbon FX, and FX Plus, or FX Stream 2. You think it would help to add one more type of film? If you want my honest opinion, yes. Yes, it would, just because it will do 2 things to you. Number 1, I run the same thing. I run Solar FX, and this is what I run. I run the Carbon FX, and then I run the IR FX, and then I run the FX Plus. Now I do sell a lot of FX Plus actually, but here's the thing. FX Stream, I don't know the exact heat rejection points. I think it's like 78, 80 something, right? Which is still good. Which is I'm not dumping on that, right? But it wasn't a big enough jump to my high performance film, my FX Plus. So I went with the IR FX and then the FX Plus. So it goes Carbon FX, then IR FX, then FX Plus. Reason why is that I want a considerable jump from my RFX to my FX Plus. It's 64% heat rejection total solar energy to over 96% heat rejection. Massive quantities. If you think about it, you're like, oh, it doesn't seem like a lot. Think about it like I explain it to customers. Think of a glass. Now think about it filling it just a little bit past halfway. Okay, now take that same glass and fill it up all the way. Look at the two differences. Is there a major difference? Can you tell right off the rip? That's where your money's going. So, and the reason why I price it like that and I structured it that way is that it's an easy jump from carbon to IRFX, because I say I brought down my price point from $299 because I was absurdly overpriced compared to everyone else, right? So I brought it down to $229. But my pitch is that I have my carbon FX. It's my entry level film. I don't say good, better, best anymore. I say entry, right? Good, better, best kind of backfired on me because people were thinking, well, good is good, good is good. I'll go with good is good, right? But I changed the wording to entry, standard, high performance, because entry is it's entry. You're not shitting on it. You don't want to shit on your products, right? Because you don't carry shit products, but you want to push for higher sales. So I started calling entry, standard, high performance. So I say, hey, my entry film is a carbon film. It runs 229, and you're going to block about 23% of heat rejection. Not a lot of heat rejection, but a little bit of heat rejection, and it looks great. It looks just as good as my other higher end films. So it's the most cost effective. That's what I say. This is my most cost effective film. I don't say cheap because none of my shit's cheap, right? And I don't want cheap people, and I don't want people associating my brand with cheap. Cost effective, affordable. Those are the words I use. Now, if you go to my standard film, and I use standard because I want to push that is the standard. That's what most people do, the standard, right? My standard film runs for $389, right? And it blocks 64% of heat rejection. So my pitch is, so with my standard film, you get 64% heat rejection. Almost, you get triple the heat rejection for less than double the cost. That's a real easy sell. Really easy sell. Boom, standard. Boom, boom, boom. Now you keep the high-end film, my high performance film, my FX Plus, over 96% heat rejection. I charge $549 sides and back. Those are coupes and sedans. A little bit more for full-size SUVs, excursions, Suburbans, things of that nature, just because there's more film, more time, more cost. But it does two things. Number one, the $549 makes $389 look really appealing at that point. Like, oh shit, if you heard only $389, like, god damn, $389. But if you heard $549, like, oh, I guess it could be worse. So it's psychologically in sales, people will go for middle of the road. They don't want the cheapest shit you got, most affordable, and they don't want the most expensive thing you have. They want to be right in the middle of the road. At $400 a pop, that's a good sale. That's a really good sale. 2 cars a day, you're averaging close to $800 a day. That's a lot of money at the end of the day. Now, the guys that go with high performance, you'll still sell high performance and you'll make good money because the people that pay for high performance don't really give a shit how much it costs. It could be $899. They'll pay for it just because they want the very best. But it really makes your middle grade series look really, really sexy. Now that you have FX2, it's still a good pitch. You don't, from 64 to 96 is a very big jump. So from 80 to 96 is still a good jump, but to me personally, I didn't think that jump was big enough to justify the grossly extended cost. So I hope that answered your question. That was the long and the short of it. T-Town Tint says, thinks I'll be going live in the morning. Got to tint an older Ford Escape. The back window needs to come apart, so might be a fun one to watch. Come over and check it out. Yes, T-Town Tints for sure. What am I doing in the morning? I'm actually doing an install in the morning. I'm doing a Ram 1500 with my high performance sides, back, and full front windshield. What is that? 549 plus 299, so 850 for that install. It's gonna be a good one. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate your insight. Absolutely, Fuzz. And you can keep I mean, I'm not saying to dump FX Stream. FX Stream's a very good film and you can still do it. I mean, and you know, you want to be fucking gangster. You want to be gangster. Get IRFX, get FX Stream, and then get Extreme, and then get FX Plus, and drop the carbon. You're offering an entry standard and high performance in only ceramic. That's gangster. And I don't think there's any other film company that offers. No, because Lumar just came out with that. Pinnacle is a ceramic, Stratus is a ceramic, and then I think it's IR something or other. I don't even know. I was out before they came out with that. So there are very few companies that can offer three ceramic options, and you can hit the entry, standard, high performance, or good, better, best model. Johnny says I'm for damn sure gonna have to rewatch. It's too loud over there. Sorry, brother. So the numbers to pay attention for film specs are Tesser and IR ratings. Miguel P, yes and no, right? Heat rejection and IR ratings are different portions of the spectrum, right? I try to go for hardcore, full-fledged numbers, right? I set my, I mean, I'm sure this is what Tesser is, total solar energy rejection, right? So basically I had a BTU meter, I set it to 300. The sun usually beats around 300. I set it to 300 and I kept it on, and I kept it at a distance between a heat box demo. And I dropped a piece of glass with carbon FX in it. And then I metered the number. What percentage did that drop? That number dropped about 23% for me. And then I did the same thing for my carbon or my IRFX, and I dropped that, and the number dropped 64%. And then I dropped the FX Plus on a sheet of glass in front of the heatbox demo, and it dropped over 96%. So those are the numbers I go with. My, are those the actual? I mean, those are hardcore. I mean, those numbers I can't dispute. Those numbers I can show clients. This is the heat box, this is the energy it's reading, and it's dropping it by this percent. That's how I came up with my numbers. But like sometimes people are like, oh well, the heat rejection's 87%. Well, yeah, 80s. If here's the spectrum, they're showing you the heat rejection spectrum, which is 87% of that portion of the entire spectrum. IR rejection is at 96% or whatever. Yeah, 96% of that portion of the spectrum. You want to show full spectrums, and that's what I tell people too. When I compete with I compete and I sell, people are like, oh well, how do you compare to 3M? How do you compare to Lumar? How do you compare to blah 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 blah? Oh well, I could tell you. Well, they told me their IR rejection is over 98%. And be like, oh okay, you want to jump down the rabbit hole? Let's do it. They're telling you the percentages of a portion of the spectrum. I'm giving you the total spectrum, everything that you'll feel. And UVA and UVB you can't feel and you can't see, and I'll tell you that too. So it turns me into a subject matter expert, and I can pretty much negotiate and talk circles around most other people. It is what it is. So it goes ATC, CTX, IRX. Yeah. ATC or ATR, I can't remember. I think ATC is a metallized film. I stick away from the metallized film, to be honest. I'll be honest with you, just because I don't even want to. I mean, you can keep a metallized film, and that's just an easy jump to your mid-grade film, because you're like, well, I mean, I have my entry film. It is a metallized film. It does interfere with a little bit of AM radio, sometimes FM, GPS systems, tom-toms, things of that nature. It does happen from time to time. You can tell them that downfall of using that particular film, and then it can push them to the mid-grade film. That's an option you can do. I'm using GeoShield, but I also have the capabilities of using solar effects in my area as well. Hey, listen, just because I use solar effects, and I know it, and I can speak on it. There are a lot of good films out there. There are a lot of good films. So, and in different films, like I can't tell you what film is good for you. What is? I was checking to make sure I was still recording. I can't. Excuse me. I can't tell you what films are good for you. The price per square footage. Can you use the film in your area? Can you sell the film? Just because you have your hands, you can get access to Ferraris. If you live in South Central, no one's buying a Ferrari, right? I mean, you gotta work with what's good with your market. A number of different things. So there's a lot of good films out there. Like I just have to say, if GeoShield is working for you and it's a good price and you can sell it and you can make money, You know, I mean, I'm not biased in regards to that. I tell you what I like and what I use, but I'm not telling you go ahead and go do that. If it works for you, great, that's awesome. You know, and if it doesn't, then I completely understand. You know, the only thing I'm really against is people that try to do like bait and switch shit. Like, you know, they tell you one thing and then they switch the film in the box. I think that's like scummy, non-ethical ways to conduct business. So that stuff I don't condone. You know, selling people on high performance ceramic film from Lumar and then you're in the back like switching it over for some Reeboks crap, Amazon film garbage that is dyed, or like you're telling the people that you're giving ceramic and you're actually giving dyed film, or you're giving carbon film, or you're not giving them what you sold them on. That's the stuff I don't condone, nor do I no, I don't do that. No. ATC is dyed? I believe it's dyed. Yeah. ATR is the metal. Okay. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been with Lumar. But ATC, yeah, it's dyed. I put that crap on for 10 years though. Not really bad, but I like my flex film. I'll be honest with you. I'll be like dead honest with you. I used to shit on flex film. Legit. Right? And 5 years ago, I think I had a personal, you know, whatever, personal issue, not personal thing. It's a bias thing, I guess. And then I heard there was a bad run of film. Everyone has a bad run of film. ASWF had a bad run of film. Everyone has bad films. Is what they do with it. Do they get through it? Do they credit you more film? Whatever, right? So, but it's been a long time. And then I'm noticing and I'm looking and I got a lot of cats that I know that use flex film. I know reputable people that run successful businesses that are using flex film. So, I've learned in my years of doing this and experience of doing this. Number one, you really can't. I can give my personal opinions and stuff like that, but like you can't. I can't hold any value in regards to trying to shit on people because things change. People improve their process. They improve the way they do business. Maybe they're sourcing where they're sourcing films and things of that nature. So things change so much that like, you know, there's a lot of good films out there, a lot of good companies out there, a lot of good manufacturers out there. You just really got to work with what works for you. I mean, that's all I can say. ATC, a dyed film, Raul. What do you charge for a sedan? The markets are different. You gotta look around. What I would do, I would suggest calling every shop within a 10-mile radius of you, 20-mile radius of you, figure out what the average price is for a dyed film. It doesn't have to be ATC specifically, but just call up shops and ask them what they're charging for dyed film, or do some research and find out what everyone else is. If everyone else is charging $180, between $150 and $180, you can't charge dyed film for $250. You might be able to, but you're going to be far and few between because you're well above and outside like the fair market value. It's okay to be on the higher end of the fair market value, but you don't want to be so obscenely over that no one's going to go for you because they can just go for much cheaper and there's a better value for their dollar. So I would do a little research. Later, bro. See you next week. Tinter battles. Yes. I'll see you, Tint Pro. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us. The Fuzz says, bro, I worked at a shop that would say it was ceramic, but in reality it was just metallized film. I felt so bad. The Fuzz, you know what? I feel that there was a lot of shops like that. When I first got into the industry, man, the feeling that I got from window tinters is they were basically a half a step above a sleazy used car salesman, you know, like the thinning hair that like combs over, like that's basically the feeling I got. So I think the industry has gotten better over the last 7-8 years since I've joined. I think people are taking a lot more respect. I think people are taking it to the next level in regards to not just lowballing and racing to the bottom. Like they're getting their hands on ceramic, they're getting their hands on higher IR ceramics. They're they're expanding their outfits to flat glass. They're diversifying their car. You know, they're doing PPF and other options. But I think that they're evolving in a way that makes the industry better because they're charging more and they're getting those prices. So I think it's going in the right direction. When I started tinting, I knew I was never going to try to do anybody dirty. You get what you pay for. Yeah, exactly. And you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow, baby. I've actually been running non-sex stop since 6 a.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the volume up a little bit, and I'm gonna just like that, and then I am gonna go ahead and just grab a bag of chips real quick. I'll be right back. And I'm back here. When I started thinking, oh, the fuss is I want that FX Plus, but dang, I wish they had more shades available in my area. I use 5, 20, 35, 50, and 70. They have a 50 and a 70. They have a 5. I don't believe they have 35. I don't believe they have 35. I'd have to double check. Let me see. What? Oh man, so many people have been chatting me. I didn't click the window for Facebook, and people have been chatting me. Jason Omeleski says, what's up on Facebook? What's going on? Miguel says, Marco, awesome. I'll look into it. Oh, Marco was talking to Miguel. Oh man. Julio says, hey man, what spray bottles do you use and where do you get them? Thanks, man. Julio, I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. Damn, all these dang comments and I didn't even... I didn't respond to any of them. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, man. Do you have to be gorgeous to be political analyst as a woman? Let me see here. FX Plus. Oh, yeah, no, they don't have... Oh, they have a 35, they have a 5. 50, 65 in the FX Plus series. They don't have a 70. And they have a 35, but they don't have a 20. But they do have a 15. Are you trying to match up? The 15 is pretty close. I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you. 15 is really close. There we go. Florida equals Republican. See, we don't talk about politics. That's why I tried to stop it. Client one eye pointing at TV, the other at Patrick. Swole Gang. What's going on? He says, how's it been going on your own running your business? It's going well. It's going well. We're paying the bills. That's all I can say. We're paying the bills. I like that. We ain't going to Tahiti. But we're paying the bills. We're getting there. We're getting there. Robert, what's going on, baby? Over at Facebook, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where do solar effects come from? The sun. Missouri, I believe, is their location. T-Town says I'm all right. Thank you very much. Let me know if you guys don't hang out. I'll be live over here on YouTube. There you go. There you go. In the morning. There you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The fuzz. I bet you by next year they'll have them. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for. They have a lot of films. And to add another lineup, it makes it difficult. But you do end up missing like that. Maybe that 20. The 35% is important, right? Because you got to get Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. They need that 32%, so they go with 30%. It costs a lot of money to start a film line. Skylar Tintman, what's going on, baby? Welcome. Welcome to live stream over here on Facebook. Sorry, I didn't eat dinner, so I'm starving right now. Swole Gang says I'm considering going back to running a fry business from home that I did 2 years ago, and I still get requests while I built my tip business. Why not do both? Why not do both? I need that 35% only. Yeah. You see, that's why I say, like, you got to find a manufacturer that works for you. You know, that manufacturer might not have the films that you want. Like, I want an entry standard high performance. I want a certain percentage. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? I move on to the next. So if they don't have what you need, then you clearly can't work with them. You know what I mean? Damn, this is old. I was still running the dirty at the time. I haven't ran the dirty for like a year. This definitely is an older install. Blessed, that's right. The fuzz says, crazy, when I started I was only able to get 25-foot rolls in ceramic, then went to 50. Now I'm ordering 60-inch by 100-foot. Blessed, that's right. That's the grind, that's the hustle. Good for you, my friend, good for you. Richard says, I really like Solar Guard films. They a big lineup of films. Yeah, Solar Guard, they're owned by Saint Gobain. There's actually a Solar Guard office, like, I think it's in St. Pete. It's only like, now it's like an hour away from me, but it was only like 30 minutes away. Actually, I went there to pick up my film handler. I went there to pick up my film handler so I can save my price in charging for freight charge. The echoes drive me insane because this room is so much bigger. I'm gonna need to put something on the walls to kind of stop the echo. So I've got one massive piece, and then I'm just trimming them both and just knock both windows out basically. I don't have a trash can in here. Free shipping now at Sun Distributing. What? Is that just for now? Good for them. Good for them. They've been growing. Good for them. Free shipping. Continental US. Orders over $50. Nice. For orders under $50, there is a flat rate of $10 shipping costs, and we will ship the most economical option. There you go. Nice, good for them. Yeah, T-Town says, I thought you were leaving. I had leftovers in there I was gonna heat up and go, and then my old lady ate my leftovers. Dang it, now I'm eating chips. Wow, you smooth with that blade. What'd I do? I cut slick, or what'd I do? Made it to the gym lately? Yeah, I know. The last 2 weeks I spent a week in Houston, and then I spent another week moving, so I wasn't able to I haven't been able to go to the gym in about a couple weeks, but it's okay. We'll get back to it. These frames are a little bit easier because look, remember the sliders? The sliders had those rubbers. These don't have rubbers. They're just straight up metal frames. Boom. And I think I'm trimming all 4 sides. I am. I did move. I moved last week. This is my new office now. Hold on here real quick. Wait, what? It's my new streaming room, new office. So more opportunity. You know the homie Julian from Julian's Window Tinting? I don't. Maybe? I know a lot of window centers. Y'all see this right here? That's a trick I learned from other flat glass guys. You notch the corner out because number one, these aren't corners, so it's hard to get into that actual deep corner. But you notch the corner out of your hard card, and then you get past these frames so you can get in that corner. That's why that notch is there, by the way. That black smudge is on the outside, by the way. Before y'all start giving me shit. Vinny says, is it true you were sleeping in your van at the Tinter battles? From Facebook. Yeah, it is. Here's the thing. My van is big enough to fit. Like, you guys, I don't, first of all, it's not like I have some shitty broke down van. I got a brand new 2020. Well, it was brand new when I bought it. 2020 Ford Transit Connect. There's more than enough room in the back for me to fit my, I think it's a twin bed. I have a spare mattress and a spare bed frame that I bought for guests to sleep here. I'm just gonna throw it in the back. I can lock my windows. I can turn on the car from my app on my phone. So if I get cold, which I don't think it'll get cold, but if I do get cold, then I just turn the car on. Here's the problem. I've been trying to sleep in my van and it's only one night. It's one night, right? I don't need room service and other stuff like that. I have an LA Fitness membership, right? So when I need to, I'll get up in the morning and I'll go drive over to LA Fitness and I'll go take a shower and then I'll get ready for the day. That's why I bought an LA Fitness membership, to be honest, because not this last winter, but the winter before, I thought I was gonna have to crash in my van because I was traveling to Orlando to go work in Orlando and I didn't have a place to stay. So I was gonna crash in my van and then just go to LA Fitness to take a shower and then go to work from there. Listen, y'all, I'm willing to do whatever the fuck it takes for this business to succeed. You know, and sometimes it goes slow and I gotta go I gotta take work elsewhere and I gotta get what I can get. So it is what it is. So it's no big to me. It like truly isn't. I mean, like I make good money now, but I haven't made good money like this my entire life. You know, there was a part after college, there was a time, I think there was a 6-month span that I lived out of a Toyota Camry, a 94 Toyota Camry. I had all my possessions, a flat screen TV, all my clothes in the trunk, and a couple possessions in the car. And I was in my car for months. You know, everyone goes through tough times. You know, I mean, technically I was homeless because I didn't have a home, but I slept in a car, you know? And then I would go to work during the day, and I would figure, you know, sometimes I'd crash at friends' houses if I was too tired or it was too cold. I was in Ohio at the time. You know, there was times, you know, times were tough sometimes. I remember sometimes in college, like, I opened the fridge once, or I think it was just after college. I opened the fridge once. I had yellow mustard, and then in the pantry, I had those hard pasta large noodles, like the shell pasta, and I had shell pasta and mustard for dinner. Like, guys, me sleeping in my brand new 2020 passenger van decked out with a bed and a mattress and pillows and blankets and stuff like that. That's nothing, yo, for real. Vinny says that's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. I want to just roll out that motherfucker. You know what I want to do? I want to go to the bar or the restaurant where everyone's fucking partying, and I'm gonna get fucking shithoused, and then I'm gonna step outside and just go fall asleep in my van. Oh man, he says, yo, that's the fucking grind. Yes. And the hard part was 2 years ago, like that was like, you know, tail end of 2020. And that's with COVID and stuff like that. I had just quit my job over at the other place in Lutz, and I needed business. I needed to make money. I needed to work, and I have bills to pay. I have 2 kids. I have a wife. So I was waking up at 5 in the morning here in Tampa. I was waking up at 5 in the morning, getting ready. I was driving 2 hours to make it to the shop by 8 o'clock because they opened at 8. And then I would work all day, and they ran a 10-hour day. So I was running from 8 in the morning till 6 at night, and sometime there I would run out and get lunch. And then I would leave Orlando at 6. I would have to go through traffic with Disney World and other shit like that. And I would make it back home by about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. And I would get as much sleep as I can. And I did that 3 or 4 days a week for the majority of the winter time. Like, it was a fucking grind. It was probably one of the hardest grinds I've done. That was, you know, working those kind of hours. It was brutal. It was freaking brutal. Oh, Pete, what's going on, baby? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming to the shop, man. Pretty cool you did a podcast with Joe. Yeah. Yes. Vinny says, turns out I'm not that good looking, so my fans only page didn't take off, so I tinted windows. Listen, Vinny, you and every other guy. And I know. All I was doing was trying to tint windows. So how long can the average tinter take to grow his business to the point it's consistent full-time? What do you typically see? Just curious. That's a good question. Very good question to ask. It's different for everyone. It depends on the market. It depends on how much money you need to make. You know, if my overhead cost was less, like in regards to my personal business or my personal life, then I would have more funds to invest in more in my business, and therefore it would be able to grow at a more faster rate. So it really just depends on everyone's situation. You know, if you're a single guy by yourself, your early 20s, you have roommates, shit, you can have your rent and your bills be $1,000 a month. You know, I have a townhome to pay. I have 2 cars to pay. I have 2 young kids that need food, that needs clothes, medication, therapies. You know, my youngest son is level 3 autistic, nonverbal with a learning disability. He goes to therapies 45 hours a day. I just went to a 2-hour training because he has this tablet. Because he doesn't speak, he has this tablet that he's learning to use that way he can communicate and talk to us. So like, everyone's different. It really just depends. I've seen some success stories, and I've heard of some failure stories. The thing is that no one ever drops like the failure stories. You know what I mean? And the success stories, you don't know what that situation is. They might only need $1,000 a week that covers their bills, their overhead, and you don't, you know, define success. So it really just depends on the situation. You know, your market, how much money can you make? How much money do you need? Success success is not defined by how much money you make. I know a lot of guys that make a lot of money, but they also have a lot of fucking bills. It means nothing. Success is going somewhere and doing something you love. Sustaining it, being able to go home, have a work-life balance, be able to spend time with your family, the people that really matter. You know what I mean? It's good to work hard. It's good to enjoy what you do. But you need a work-life balance. You can't just work all the time. And the reverse is you can't always be at home all the time. You can't be the breadwinner and always be home. That's not a good thing. What's the difference with commercial tint and auto removal standpoint? Standpoint. Someone's calling me. Oh, that's my phone. I thought someone was calling me here. It's on my phone in the video.
F250? Yeah, what year?
Oh.
07? Yeah, absolutely. So my entry level film is going to be.
I'm gonna mute that. Those have all changed. I was charging $2.99 for my carbon film, and I'm like, why aren't I getting any calls? Because everyone around me charges $180. That was absurdly overpriced. Standpoint. Hold on. What's the difference with commercial tint and auto removal standpoint? Oh. Standpoint. I really don't know what that means. Look at them cuts. Very nice. I try, baby. I try. I try. Like, I'm super OCD. You see why it takes me so long? I'm trying to get sure that shit's clean. I can hold my own. It just depends on the film and the frames and things of that nature. And I'm super picky. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I get tired at flat glass. Like, I only do 150, 200 square feet a day on flat because I get tired. You know, normal car I can tint a full car in like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. That's with a windshield, the strip, sides, back, in about 3 hours, right? So when you're laying flat for 6 hours straight, like when I tint a car, I can see the progression. I know how far and I know how much time it's going to take. I don't have enough experience under my belt to know where the end zone is, where the finish line is. When I do flat, I just start and I gotta keep going until I'm done, right? So when you don't know or can't see the finish line, the trip getting there seems exponentially longer. So after about 6 hours, I get tired. I'm like, I'm done. I don't tint anymore after that. Then I pack it up. So that's why usually I rough out. 1 day of installs will be about 150, 200 square feet. Now, if they're all sliders, that's a whole different story, right? And then I can do a lot more. And if they're all French panes and I can't remove the mullions, or I can't remove the frames, then obviously 150 square feet ain't gonna happen, and that's the situation. So on average, 150 to 200 square feet a day. You know, and I'm happy. I'm happy with $1,000 a day. 750, 800, 900, $1,000 a day. 1,000 to 1,500. I'm really happy. Oh, is it easy to remove commercial film? It is and it isn't. Why are people asking to remove commercial film? Because it looks like shit, right? Because it's 30 years old and stuff like that. It's the same thing when the purple bubbly tint comes into your shop. You're like, oh man, right? It's very far and few between when someone shows up and they're like, you know what, the tint is good, it's just not dark for me. It does happen, maybe on the two fronts, but like not the whole thing, not very often. So with me, removal, it's tedious. You know, you always got to use razor blades, steamers if you can. It's a hot mess. I charge $129 an hour. I say I charge the same as I would charge for automotive, as I would charge for marine, was I charge for flat glass. My time is worth $129 an hour. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, I hate removals, so I'm gonna get that shit done as quickly as I can because I don't want to do that anymore. But it can only go so fast because I gotta reinstall it, and it's gotta look good for the reinstall. So while I'm not gonna milk it because I hate doing that, because I hate doing removals, like I'm gonna finish it as quickly as possible. But it takes as long as it takes, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. So that's what I tell people. If they don't want to deal with me, they don't want to work with me on that, then they don't have to work with me. I'm okay with that too. I do have a couple estimates this weekend. A couple good estimates, actually. Swole gang. I want it to fast. That's my issue. Need to slow down and be patient with this business. Yeah. This year, I don't know what I'm texting here, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and move that way. I don't know what I'm saying, so we're gonna go ahead and move that forward. I think that's a client. Anybody want to start a tint removal business? That's good money. That's a really good option, actually. What did I do? Did I break it? Loading. It'll load back up. Give it a second to load back up. But that's a good question right there. Someone said that. Does anyone want to start a tint removal business? You guys want to make 100 grand a year? Want to make how much do you need to make for 100 grand? Let's see. Calculator. $100,000 a year. Divide that by 50 weeks. Let's say you take a 2-week vacation every year. That's $2,000 a week. Let's say that you work, I don't know, 2 cars a day, 3 cars a day. Let's say 2 cars a day. Let's say you take your time, you scrape the shit out of them. It's the worst nightmare. That's to divide that by 10. There you go. It's $200 a car. Most people charge like $150 a car. If you go to every tint shop in the area, you can say, hey, I'm going to be your tint removal guy. I'll actually show up here. I'll remove all the tint and you go ahead and retint it. It's going to look fucking perfect. I want to charge $200 per car for removal. 150, 200, right? That's going to go to me. But you'll get the retint fee and you'll make more money because all you're going to be doing is laying clean tint. You're not going to have to spend time to remove tint or have your other spare guys remove tint, because that shit's not profitable. You could just be making money installing tint. You do this, you sell 2 cars a day, 5 days a week, you're making $2,000 a week, and you're making $100,000 a year. I can guarantee you might not be able to do that at one shop, but you can call up, oh my God, you can call up 5 shops, do 2 removals per day at each shop. I guarantee you can do that, $100,000 a year. You're welcome. Oh my God, what did I do this video? It's like not wanting to load. I might have messed it up, y'all. Well, that might be the end of our of the flat glass installation portion. I didn't know what I was texting. It probably can't be that bad because I remember I had my camera on, but the video is not pulling up. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Where are we at? 145? It's only 15 more minutes. There we go. We're back. I think it was just because I was on the large screen. Oh yeah, I don't know about PPF removal, but tint removal I know how to do. When can we see the setup for the Sun Solutions? Soon. Because you'll see these. You're gonna see, like, normally I do cars, right? So I'm gonna be taking in a lot more cars. And is this going normal speed or is this like 1.5 times? Oh no, this is normal speed. Okay, I thought for some reason it looked like I was going super fast because I was. You'll see the new setup coming soon. Like I said, I just got all my stuff moved in. Today's Thursday, so yesterday or the day before, from moving and whatnot. So I am let me move. Yeah. So I'm gonna be setting it up hopefully this week, and then I'll start taking cars in here by this weekend. Plus I gotta wait for my Google thing to, my Google verification code, so I can change the address from my old address to this address. So I can't take cars in anyways right now. You are that fast. Hey, my boss is on the house. I was like, damn, he's fast with it. Yeah, I thought, like, because YouTube, you can like click a button and go like 1.5 times. So it goes like 1.5 times faster. And I thought I hit that button because I looked like I was fucking running through that window. I was. I was. Listen, y'all. Sun's gotta shine on a dog's ass every now and then. You know what I mean? Eating a little seaweed. Y'all like seaweed? Woo. Don't mind me, it's the Asian in me.
One of the joys of being the owner-operator, sometimes in the middle of your work, you're answering calls and doing all kinds.
Pat surprised himself, was like, damn, son, chill. I was running. Did you see me running with that? So I got that, baby. You got a knife on you? Yup. Forever. I just hit myself in the fucking head. Nilo says, I'm late, but I've said, you might have said this already, but what film are you installing on the window? I believe it's a DR15 from Expel. I did this job quite some time ago. I just now have the opportunity to be able to post it and whatnot. I believe it was a DR15 for sure. Straight ninja. I'm good with the knife, but that's from Auto. You know what I mean? That's from Auto. I remember I was hand cutting. Legit. But this was also like when I was working in like the hood of Montgomery, Alabama. Like legit, I was strapped every day. One dude chased me around the shop, and like he wouldn't stop. Like it wasn't like chasing me, like running me down, but like I was like walking away from him, and he just kept following me around the shop, and I'm like, yo, calm the fuck down. So after that, I started carrying every single day. Like I was not fucking around. Like I carried my 9 with, I think it's 16 in the mag and 1 in the pipe. That's 17. Plus I carried 2 spare mags on top of it. That's like 48 straight rounds, something like that. I don't know why I carried so many rounds. Like I was fixing to be in a damn gunfight. Maybe. I mean, I did pull out loaded AK-47s out of back seats there. Shotguns, revolvers. Yeah, no. Yeah, but I was hand cutting once, and they saw me like whipping my knife, and like, because I do a thing where I whip it out and then I whip it back in and I put it away. And someone looked at me once and they're like, damn, I bet you'd be good in a knife fight. I'm like, probably. Probably. Come and go to the last 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes, guys. If you guys have any questions, concerns, shout outs, criticisms, now is the time to shine. Hey, man, gotta be prepared. That's right. You gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared. You know what I mean? You know my roommate, my last roommate I had once. I was in like gun shopping, and I didn't have the money at the time. Like a Glock 17 was like $750 or something like that. 650, 700, some absurd amount that I didn't have. But he was a Glock guy. He was like, you got to get a Glock. You got to get a Glock. I'm like, why would I get a Glock? I can't afford a Glock. He says, you need a Glock. I said, why? He says, because if we both get in a gunfight and you die and I need ammo, I can take the ammo off your body. I'm like, awesome. Fucking awesome. You cut your steak with an offal blade? No, I cut my steak with the side of a fork, baby. I just eat good steak, baby. It's all in the marbling. The proper marbling, you don't even need a steak knife.
That's true.
All I need is a fork.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Swall Gang says, Patrick, how old are you? I am currently 37. What's the date today? It's March. Oh, it's March 10th. Oh, actually, my birthday's in 2 days. My birthday's March 12th. So it'll be a day. In 15 minutes, it'll be a day away. I'll be 38 at that point. My birthday in 2 days. I just realized.
Wow. Must have been very upset. You know, you're long are the days of poor customer.
All right, the Fuzz says, LOL, should I buy a tint keg, man? I really want one, but do I need it? The answer is yes.
Exactly.
I have 2 of them.
No, I've never had
100% yes. Number one, you don't gotta do this shit, right? Especially with 2, because I used to like double gun it. Yeah, poly sprayers. Poly sprayers are good, but they're a pain in the ass. You gotta fucking pump them, and then once a month you gotta disassemble them and clean them all out. You got gunk and buildup and whatnot in them. But you gotta sit there and you know, that's just obnoxious. Just squeeze the handle. I fill up 4 gallons. I put damn near a large bottle of Johnson's baby shampoo in that damn thing. I'm set for a while. I got an inline filter in my hose. I don't get buildup into my installations. You know, I clear it out. I rinse it out every time I refill it up, and then I take a rag and I run it through a rag like maybe once every 3 months or 4 months or something like that. If I see some buildup at the bottom. Yeah, the spray tanks, they're absolutely worth it. But don't get the 25-foot. To make sure you get at least a 30-foot hose.
Okay.
Because a 30-foot hose, if you put it to the back of the back of the car, by the back window, you can reach by the front door. You know, now if you do the windshield, you're gonna have to move the tank, but yeah, for sure.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Oh wow. Oh, okay. Okay, okay.
Might just have to buy a 3-gallon. You can buy a 3-gallon, especially if you're not doing a lot of cars. You know, I would run 4 gallons, and if I was running 5 to 6 days a week, 4 to 5 to 6 cars a day, it would last me about 5 days. So that's a lot of time. You know how much time you waste like refilling spray bottles, pumping the shit out of your poly sprayer, and yeah, it's just too much work. Too much work, a lot of wasted time that you could be spending installing film and making money, honey. So my hard card wasn't reaching because of the frame. So what I'm doing is don't do this, because if that slips, you're cutting it into your stomach. Don't do that. But what I'm doing is I'm notching out the corner so that my hard card can reach right there. You see that? That corner can reach. I don't know which way to do it. There you go. I think that one I notched a little too deep, so I'm like, I'm gonna go with an angle cut this time. Granted, like a tri-edge would work just as well. Now that I think about it.
See, that's cool.
Sometimes you just gotta work on the fly, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need this tool and I didn't have it on me, so let's make one.
You always gotta push. Exactly. You hope. No rush periods if nothing happens. It's a waste of my time.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. The client did watch me the whole goddamn time.
Automotive, and I started this company in February, March of last year. And the name of the game is to get your money during the spring and summer, because you know pickings are thin during the wintertime. So unfortunately, because of COVID,
All right, that's pretty much it, y'all. That is pretty much it. I gotta, you know, I'm just cleaning up right now and cleaning up little stuff and whatnot. But that's pretty much it. The Flash class install. Camera little. I don't have autofocus on here because if I have autofocus in it, like the frame's weird. Like it'll do that thing, and then a box will follow me. So. So I gotta like set the focus to solid. Hey, have you tried decorative films? I've seen some installs that look nice. I haven't tried decorative films yet. They do get a little pricey, and I just haven't dipped into that realm yet. I'm still sticking with the flat glass, with the solar film. I don't even do security films. A whole different ball game, especially when you're doing security films with caulking the edges. It starts getting, you need to be good. I mean, that's a craft in its own. I just haven't covered that yet. I'm good with that. All right, guys, we come down to the last couple minutes here. I'm gonna go ahead and set a 2-minute timer. If you guys have any last questions, concerns, shout outs, criticisms, now is the time to do it. If not, we're gonna go ahead and close it out for this evening. I really do appreciate everyone that has joined us. Thank you very much for spending your time, some of your money. I really appreciate all the tips, donations, donos that you guys have done. RGC with our last dono of $4.99, definitely appreciate it. And top super chatter of the day, $5. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Big shout out to our sponsors here, Tint Wiz. Check them out, tintwiz.com. Dry Shrink. Check it out for purchases and videos. Check it out at dryshrinkprep.com. Also, check out Solar Effects Window Films, my automotive exclusive films for my personal business, Sun Solutions Tinting. You can check them out at solareffectswindowfilms.com. And last but certainly not least, the guys over at Tint Mob doing a badass motherfucking job. Sending me leads, quality leads. Check them out. The Tint Wiz, not Tint Wiz, excuse me. The Tint Mob at thetintmob.com. They're just a great company. In a nutshell, they set up a website, they get you ranked, and they forward calls to your phone, and then you just make sure you got your sales pitch down. That's really it. When's your next live chat? RGC, my next live my live streams are every week Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I had to change it because I did have that training with the tablet. But usually 6 p.m. that's always a good time because I usually run a 2-hour live stream and then I'm out by 8 because then 8 o'clock gives me 30 minutes to help put my kids to bed and get kind of settled in for the evening. Just a little bit later of a night tonight, but we will be back next week Thursday. Right before Tinter battles, and hopefully by next week I'll be able to go ahead and edit and post the podcast number 2 with Carlos, the Texas squeegee. Also to come is Marco. Podcast number 3 with Marco, and then with Expel, and then podcast number 4 was with Mike Norg over at AFS as well. So those are all to come. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. It looks like we're dried up on the questions, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you very much for joining us, and I love y'all, and I will see you next week. Go ahead and do this number right here.